remind me of a box of Runts. Ah, nostalgia. 90s child, those are like the best candy in the candy store back in the day. Hey, my name is Brent here on Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples. Today on the channel, we're going to be looking at a slider puzzle type of game where you're going to be moving some fruit baskets around your island, trying to make the most attractive island, selling some ice cream, some milkshakes, maybe even making a crocodile attraction for your island. Today, we're looking at juicy fruits. How does it play? What are my thoughts? Let's find out. First, let's cue the thunder. So the radar overview for Juicy Fruits, a game all about juicy fruits. As you see, it is a bright, colorful game. It has a whole bunch of wooden little fruit tokens. This is just like full nostalgia. It's like a pack of Runts. Well, maybe not totally a pack of Runts, but I don't know. Something about it. I love it. Anyways, how does this game play? This is a game in which you will be moving baskets around on your island, collecting fruits to then do one of two things with. Supply ships, as well as sell to the market and gain different things to make your island that much more exciting. Much like maybe an alligator park, or this would be, I don't know what this is, a pool of some sort. There's actually a whole bunch of different ones that come in the game. I've set it up for 3-player just to show you a variety of these different tokens that you can purchase for your island. But how do you purchase it? You purchase it by collecting fruit. So on your turn, you first and foremost, you move a basket on your island. So let's say it's my turn. I can move my basket, my orange basket, 1. At that point, I would collect then 1 orange. If it comes back around to me, I could then move my pomegranate, 2. And then I get, you guessed it, 2 pomegranates. There we are. After you've collected any amount of fruits, and you can only move 1 of these on your turn each, you can either supply ships or you can go and buy contracts and things to help upgrade your island. So, for example, if I would sell 1 pomegranate and 1 orange, I would gain 1 victory point on the score track. These would go back to the general supply, and this would just open up my island a little bit. So in future turns, you know, I can move my pomegranate, and, you know, I have more options. I can never move diagonally, but I could do that. The other thing that I could do is I could sell these fruits to the market and then gain a different thing. So as this one, 2 pomegranates and an orange. If I do that, I get 2 victory points, and then I can take any one of these tiles. And I'll just show you what these 3 tiles are. This one is the green ice cream cart, which will allow me then to sell green ice creams. I'll speak on that in a moment. Second thing would be a tile that it's pretty much a placeholder for this alligator exhibit. But in order for me to put this alligator exhibit, I would have to empty my island a little bit more. So if these were gone, I could put it right here. It's worth 12 points. It's worth quite a bit of points, but then it's making my island that much smaller. So maybe that wouldn't be a good idea for this stage in the game. And then finally, the third token in this row, and again, these are all randomly placed each game, would be 4 victory points for each tile on my island that has the little like food stand. And that would be, again, an ice cream stand. It would also be one of these tiles. And these let you collect either 1 banana or 1 lime plus an additional 1. So if this was on my island, I move it 1 space, I could take 1 banana and 1 lime, or I could take 2 bananas or 2 limes. So that's how that tile works. So I could take one of these tiles. Let's just say I take this. At that point, I would actually get one of those fruits for free as I placed it. And then on the next turn, I can move it down. And let's say I take 2 bananas. And you keep going around until this tracker, every time someone purchases any one of these items, these continue to going down. When it gets to the X, the game is over. I did mention about the ice cream carts. So there's 3 different colors of ice cream carts that you can get for your island: green, yellow, and blue. Depending on which one you have on your island, or if you have multiple of them, you can sell that color of ice cream: green, yellow, or blue. If you have any of the ice cream carts, you could also sell milkshakes. And a milkshake costs you 2 of any of the same type of fruit. Say I had the yellow one on my board. let's imagine with me that I had a banana, an orange, and a mangosteen. So I had that on my board. I would move my ice cream cart one space, and that would then let me sell one ice cream. And of course, I would take the 12-point victory point one, and I move up 12 victory points. So you move your ice cream cart, depending on how many spaces you move it, that's how many ice creams you can sell. Or that's how many milkshakes. You can't sell a milkshake and an ice cream if you move it too. It's one or the other. And like I said, you just keep going until this hits the bottom. That would trigger the end of the game. You count up all your victory points while you'll be tallying them as you go around. Any end game scoring, much like this one. This one, also this one. 4 victory points for every beach that you've totally cleared. A few of them have different end game victory points. Whoever has the most points would be the winner. There is a solo mode, as well as there's an advanced variant. You flip over the score tracking board, and it's kind of the juice factory, and you'll be paying different fruits to move up. So here you pay any fruit you move, and this mangosteen, and depending on how many fruits you're selling and which ones, that's how many victory points you'll get. And there you are. That is how you play Juicy Fruits. Let's check out the final forecast. So the final forecast for Juicy Fruits, a game all about making the most attractive island. As I do with most of my reviews, I check out the components. And the components in this remind me of a box of Runts. Nostalgia. 90s child. Those are like the best candy in the candy store back in the day. Those bananas and those oranges and the limes. And then they even added watermelons at one point, which expansion material? I don't know. But anyways, this is like Runts the board game. Maybe not, but that's what it reminded me of. And of course, the mechanic of this game is that whole sliding mechanism. And back as a 90s kid, my original handheld device was one of those slider puzzles. I remember it so clearly. I think it was maybe a 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 grid. It was a pretty big one of a panda eating bamboo. And I spent hours, countless hours trying to do that puzzle. And then when I got it, you mix it up again and you keep going at it. And man, I love that mechanic. And the way that Juicy Fruits uses that is just so much fun. You start with this little area in your island and you just try to, supply those ships to make your engine a little bit bigger that you can move those fruit across the island and then gain more and more fruit. I love all the different buildings that you can buy. Early in the game, do you go for one of those ice cream trucks so that you have maybe the monopoly if there's only one of certain colors? Do you do that so you're the only one that can sell certain color ice cream? Or do you get the fruit baskets that gain you extra fruit because then you could just produce more fruit and then maybe press your luck that you'll be able to buy an ice cream cart later on? Or those big attractions, you put that big alligator attraction on your board, takes up a pretty big chunk of your board, but it's worth 12 to 15 victory points. And then they have the end game scoring. Some of those buildings let you, for every attraction that gives you stars, you get extra victory points. Or every island or every beach, each side that you clear totally, you get 4 victory points. I love that one, to be totally honest. That's like the first one I go for. But I don't know. There's just so much fun in this game. It's pretty light. It says 20 to 50 minutes. I think that's pretty accurate. When you set this game up, it looks way bigger than it is. I think even the setup for this game takes maybe a little longer than maybe you would like because it's got all those ships that you put on your board, the 2 different types, whether green or orange, and you put 6 of each, so you have a random setup every time. But doing that and then putting all the different contract buildings, and there's quite a bit of setup, but the game goes so quick. I feel that when we play this game, we play a game and then we play again right away because for all that setup for just the short amount of time, and it ramps up pretty quickly. If you don't forward plan in this game, I think you can really mess yourself up because you will just have to waste turns, maybe only getting 1 fruit or 2 fruits. And whereas if you forward plan, you can open it up to have bigger turns to gain those things faster. I don't know. This is just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. My kids enjoyed this. And I've taught my 5 and 8-year-old. They do enjoy it. We don't play with all the different buildings with the endgame scoring because that's a little bit too much for them. But man, if you are looking for a family weight game that doesn't take very long, that looks good, that's just a nice, fun light game. Juicy Fruits is definitely highly recommended from me. I know they have the advanced variant on the back with the Juice Factory. To be totally honest, I have not played that. I have played the solo mode, and which was fine. I'm not a big solo gamer, but I want to try it out. And there's actually, I think, 4 different levels of difficulty for the solo mode, so that's kind of cool as well. But overall, this game is a slam dunk. I absolutely love this game. I'm giving it an 80% Chance of Meeples because I think it's really that good of a game, and it got a lot of buzz at the end of 2021, and rightfully so. This is a fantastic game. 80% Chance of Meeples for Juicy Fruits. My name is Brent. Check us out on Facebook. Cloudy with Chance of Meeples. Remember, grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with the Chance of Meeples.